Right, so guys, I'm with Will Devlin at the Small Holding. Just having a little catch up, really, to kind of see what the impact of last week's had on the restaurant industry, how people are adapting, how people feel, what they're doing to look after themselves, really. So, Will, you want to tell us a little bit about the Small Holding and what's happened?
Well, it's been a roller coaster, isn't it? But as for everyone, you know, and this is the time where I suppose we stick together, hospitality, didn't we? We've all been like, with all the restaurants around here, there's like 80 odd restaurants which has like got together in a WhatsApp group, and we've just kind of helped each other through it of what the government advice is, what other people are doing, and just sharing literally like everything, all the information we got and any ideas to kind of battle through, especially the last week. It's been so up and down. Everyone's been losing covers, staring down a barrel of going bankrupt and worrying about how to keep their staff safe and then what they're going to do and all of it. We spent so long, didn't we, like this is it, our whole life into our restaurants and our kitchens and our front of house teams, and then all of that just to be sort of taken away, collapsing around us, really, wasn't it? It was like pretty horrible. But everyone's kind of down that route of like, right, we offer our menu collection or we do delivery service, and like trying to just I suppose it's our comfort zone, isn't it? Like all we know to do is cook, so we're like, okay, just keep cooking. Like we don't just pretend it's not happening, but it doesn't kind of stop us from doing what we love, and hopefully just still serving guests tasty food and drinks. But it's been pretty rough. We lost, obviously we had to lay off a lot of our team, which is horrible. Like, broke my heart. I was in tears trying to explain to him like the reality of it, and yeah, it was to have that, something I never thought we'd do, and we're only here a couple of years, but like from the pop-ups and like the dream of creating this space has been something that's been with us for years. So to be like at the brink of losing all of that.
They made it so vague as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, turning around and saying on Monday, we recommend that you don't go out to pubs and restaurants, meant that every restaurant in the country just suddenly went, whoa, shit, what do we do?
And I think there were so many restaurants that were kind of like, the chat before that was like, just going to affect us. Like, this is bad, isn't it? Like, look what's happening in Spain, look what's happening in France, like, look what's already happening in Italy. Like, how are we going to adapt to this? What's the deal? And kind of when's it going to happen? And we start planning. And then obviously the news on Monday was just like, being smashed around the head, wasn't it? We were just like, bang, like, this is real. And it hit me like a cold shit. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh no. Like, and from that moment, as soon as the release came out, cancellation. It was like dominoes. And we had like 170 covers booked, and we went down to like 50. And it was like, yeah, it was just a massive shock. And we were like, right, this is serious. What are we going to do? And we thought, right, okay, well, if we get shut down, we'll look into the shop and we'll do the delivery. We kind of sort of started putting plans in place, but then from a business point of view, you start, like, we operate at a certain level of revenue, obviously, to pay everyone and do everything, and then just hemorrhaging money. It was just like, you can't afford it. Like, you can't, and it's not me trying to be like a businessman. Like, it's just about worrying about actually being able to put money in people's bank.
Yeah,
and it's scary. Like, so we made a call to cut all of the hourly staff, and then we had to give the rest of the team an option. I was like, basically, I can't. The money's supposed to be in the bank to pay the wages in like 2 weeks' time. We've got enough now that I can promise like 50% of it. But and I wasn't going to bullshit everyone and say, don't worry, we'll be fine. So I had to say, like, if you can't, we're going to have to make some voluntary redundancies, or we're going to have to cut the wages. And it broke my heart. And we lost a lot of people. And then literally the next day, the news came out that we were all going to get looked after. So it was like, boom, and then like, oh my god. And it was like, you know, the looking after yourself bit. The people, like, yeah, I think chefs are quite fickle, aren't we? We have our comfort zone, and we don't like sometimes even going out of our kitchen. Do you know what I mean? Like, we feel safe in these places, and then all of a sudden that place is taken away from us. And
it's like catch-22, isn't it? You know, at the moment we're kind of suddenly free, like, in a way, like we've never been free before,
No.
but then actually we're even more restrained because we can't do anything.
It's like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Like, you're free, but you want to be captured. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have that. I don't know. Like obviously Friday we shut down, so everyone had a Saturday. We were off Saturday night. Yeah. But like, was that even
There's that meme, isn't there?
Nothing.
That meme that went round for years of like, imagine what it'd be like if every chef had a Saturday night off.
Yeah.
And it was completely ruined by the fact that no one could go anywhere.
No, when we were just, I mean, we sat here, and obviously we had loads of beer in the lines that we had to get rid of, so we sat here and just got wasted until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and had a really good night actually, and blew off a load of steam. That, you know, it's been a rough couple of weeks for everyone, and we just kind of just decent and actually laughed, like actually got well drunk and like sing along to music, and you know, kind of just forgetting about everything for a day, and then we came in on, well, and Sevim and that, like, you know, we came in on the Sunday and just stuck at it and did a couple of like obviously people that had Mother's Day bookings. We did a couple of collection from our collection menu, and it was like we were back in the kitchen again. Do you know what I mean? So it was nice. And then we set up the shop today, which has been so well supported, man. People, like all of our guests that have sort of stuck with us in a good bit and supported and promoted what we were doing anyway. In these hard times, they're still with us. Do you know what I mean? And coming in and just, you know, buying some eggs and buying some carrots, and do you know what I mean? And we've got our own sausages and bacon from our Berkshires and stuff. So they're kind of just dropping in like 20 quid, 30 quid here and there, just helping us kind of keep
it keeps you going with it. And also, you know, point out that it is safe, like there's the 2 metre gap in the shop and everything. No one's being...
Yeah, we've max. I mean, everyone's been to the restaurant. It's not huge, but it's big enough, and four people is our maximum that we're letting in. We've got a decking, we've got a gazebo outside the decking, so all the collections and stuff we just pop out there. We had a lady that she was self-isolating, so she popped in the car to come and collect her box. She rang the restaurant, we just popped it outside her car, and she picked it up and went from there. We've had a couple of people phone up and asked if we'd run a delivery, which I can't guarantee because there's not enough of us here, but you know, it's a local area, Kilndown, Galdhurst, a couple of little villages, people in need. We're going to make sure we do that, and we've put together like veg boxes that you can buy that are just like a selection of everything we've got, with essentials, milk and bread and eggs and stuff. But and we've done that for every NHS worker as well. So in the local area, just get online, the smallholding.restaurant, and just we give you a free box of fruit and veg, like absolutely no charge. We drop it off if you need to. Like it's our turn to start supporting you guys because you're doing a massive
don't be rushing to the supermarkets. You know, you can come down here and get some stuff because it's havoc in there at the moment, and there's not enough respect for what you guys are doing. So,
and there's people taking more than they need. You know, and we've got a really good strong supply of produce. We had a guy in here who couldn't get any pasta for his daughter. We've got pasta, but apparently no supermarket's got pasta or eggs. Like, we've got like 60 chickens, so don't worry. Like, there's eggs forever here. Like, it's we've got all of that stuff ready to go. Like, it's not a shop. Like, it's a little pop up. Like, it's just the few bits that we're growing and a few bits from some other farms and stuff, and some essentials. You know, there's like Sankey's fishmongers are still rocking the fish, so we can do a day after, like a pre-order. So you let us know the day before. We'll order that in and we can get it here, so you don't need to go in to Tunbridge Wells or any other towns, which is, let's be honest, like we're all kind of looking at it a little bit as a selfish way, like, oh, what do we do with our business that we built? Do you know what I mean? This is a global thing that's really, really dangerous. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got to be smart, and I think every restaurant implemented the kind of hand sanitizer, the doorknob sanitizer, the cleanliness, and the space in between tables, and we did all of that. But this is the real time where we need to understand that this is a serious thing, and we're just trying to give a little bit of normality to people so they can still have a bottle of wine and some food, but also the essentials that they need to buy. You don't have to travel too far. You don't have to go into the big supermarket. Give us a call. With people just phoning all day saying, can I get this, and we print off. We said it, pop it in an email, print off all the list, and we'll box it off. Leave it outside, and you can just come and grab it. Like, it's
amazing.
Well, we're trying to do what we can. I think that there's two options. We can kind of still try and offer a service, or we can shut down and but I mean, I can't do anything else. I can't sit at home. And we got the farm to look after. Like down here, there's this is one of the busiest times of the year for us. With like we're sitting in the tunnel, it's like super warm, isn't it? Like, it's really nice, isn't it?
Warm, it's lovely.
But there's so much work to be done down here, and we got the pigs to look after, the sheep, the chickens. Like the farm doesn't stop, so we might as well, if we're going to have to be here to farm, then why not help people with sort of passing some of that produce on? You know, it's not. We're not for money. It's not massive markup on carrots and onions, but do you know what I mean? But if it means people can get access to some good quality things without having to go to a big supermarket. But there's other, like Taywell Farm Shop up at Goudhurst, Burgess Stores in Goudhurst. They're still stocking their kind of like, you know, if you want to go and get Mr. Kipling cakes and do you know what I mean? There's still some wicked local stores around that have got a lot of stuff. Do you know, we just got fresh veg. Some of our preserves and things, eggs, meat, obviously pre-order fish, and we've still got plenty of wine to sell as well.
This is awesome. I mean, like I've worked with you quite a bit, and I know what you're like. But as the boys or the team were like last week, was you able to see a bit of nervousness and decline in them? Like obviously, everything hit you, and I know that the guys would have been very supportive of you.
Absolutely, and they all were. Like I think it's difficult. Like so, as a chef, you don't look at your phone too much, and like, if you do, it's normally just a bit of flick through social media. So, and there's people like a bit of banter about the coronavirus, and do you know what I mean? I think that the majority maybe saw it as a threat or as a danger, but maybe didn't really see how drastic it would be. I heard one of the boys said something about like, I was like, everyone's going to be like people going bankrupt, and one of them was like, that's good, like give us a chance, wouldn't it? And I was like, well, we're one of them places. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. Like everyone was right at the edge of it, and I think that it escalated so quickly. And it's different between like having a financial struggle and knowing that this isn't going to end for 3 months. Do you know, like we got the news on Monday and we were on our knees by Thursday.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, wow, like when we had a couple of bad weeks before, I think everyone in the industry did, with people sort of teetering around the edge, just like worrying about the coronavirus and stuff.
Well, and the Brexit thing as well.
Yeah.
Like, prior to that, it was, we're not talking about it now because it's not a.
No, well, that's built miles away, doesn't it? Yeah, it's Joe. It's been rough, but the support the government have put out is exactly what we needed, and feel grateful for it. Like it's this thing's bigger than all of us, but we still want to make sure that we're here after it. But yeah, all of the things that the government put in place, I think that hammers home how serious this is. To anyone that was unsure about it before and saying, oh, it wouldn't happen to me and we'll be alright and we'll carry on and stuff like that, you know, we need to be careful about our actions, hence the reason we're sitting so far apart.
Yeah.
And we're like that in the shop, and you know, there's a few real loyal customers that come in, and you know, the first thing you want to do is like give them a little hug and that, and we just kind of like, it's weird, isn't it? Everyone's doing the same thing, and you know, even the elbow means you're getting a bit too close and stuff. But no, we've got plenty of space here. That's the best bit about like the restaurant, is that you know, we're right. We've got a whole farm. We've got a huge outside space, so we've got a big car park. So you just pull up, like I said that lady just waiting in her car. Like we're lucky to have this. So we want to use it as much as we can.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, there's quite a lot that is out there to try and help with people's mental health and stuff like that. And given that in our industry, like 5 of those top 10 things are something that's pretty much impossible for us to do unless we want to get up at 5 o'clock every day and really make a day of it. But like, given the situation, you know, are you going to be able to look after your mental health, or you know, say we go into lockdown, you know, what could you do to look after yourself? Because our routines are going to go from one extreme to another.
Yeah.
So we're in a kitchen all day, but then we're going to suddenly go into a kitchen at home all day in isolation. And what do you reckon you'll be able to do?
Well, I think that so like I think I've suffered from like real kind of like high kind of anxiety. So when the stress and pressure gets quite high, that like my meditation I really revert to, and I'll go back to exercise and I'll start eating healthy and I'll stop drinking. Do you know what I mean? Like when it happens, because it's so tiring. Like having to fight with that anxiety, it just makes you feel knackered. Do you know what I mean? And scared to do anything. So you've got to reset almost. And I had to do that last week. You know, I couldn't sleep and eat. Felt like I was going to fall over and be sick all the time. Like I felt so like like not me, out of body, like it was horrible. So yeah, so back to meditation and some fresh air and getting out and walking as well we can. Do you know what I mean? That,
Yeah.
like it's not scaremongering saying there's going to be a lockdown because it's happening soon. Like we don't know when, but try and get out and do a bit of exercise and eat some fresh food, fresh veg and stuff. And,
Well, this is going to be the main thing that comes out of this.
Yeah.
So suddenly everybody's like, I'm getting fresh food.
yeah. And I think that's the thing with chefs, like, yeah, we cook all day, we care so much about our produce that we cook for guests, but we don't give a shit what we eat. Do you know, and I think there's one thing I'd say to any chefs that are like, oh, it's a different position for me because I've still got a farm, so I've still got to come and feed the animals, still got to muck everything out and pick the eggs up every stand, Joe. So even on a lockdown, I'll have to still be active and out the house because I can't. I've got responsibilities, livestock. So, but any of the other boys and girls that are just sent home, like these CDP, just like sent home, and you're probably living in a little flat somewhere, and Joe, try and get home to your parents if you've got parents, or try and at least be around some other people, I think, and try and do it together. But do you know, I'd be rocking out my cookbooks, man. I'd just be like thinking, fuck right, I'm gonna try them recipes that I've never cooked before.
Yeah.
Do you know, have that kind of reset time professionally as well. Do you know?
Yeah. It's like keeping your practice alive.
Yeah, keep your knife sharp.
Yeah.
Cook food, cook breakfast, cook lunch, cook dinner. Like that's all we do is cook. So
even if it's home comfort food, it's still going to be amazing.
Yeah. And whatever you haven't tried before, do you know, if you're, I'm thinking, oh, I've never really made this, or like, do you know, or like dig out your old pasta machine and bust out some linguine or something. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're a young chef or sort of into your food, then just give it practice and try all the new things. And you know, if you're old and fat like me, then maybe just like have a bit of fun with things, you know, like try and test out some new ideas and new dishes. And I think that's where we find our comfort as chefs and the hospitality sector in general. Just use it as a time where we can do some research. Internet's still available. There's plenty of things that you can kind of research, and you know, your wine knowledge goes to like, I mean, that kind of thing. Like, set yourself the goals. That's what I was saying to some of the guys. Like, don't maybe in the first couple of days you feel a bit down, lay in bed all day, but get up, do some stretches, do a couple of press ups. Do you know what I mean? Like, get your blood pumping. Like, I know it's funny saying that because I'm fat, but I do exercise. But do you know what I mean? Like, do a couple of squats or whatever. Like, just move, get lively, and you know, have a plan for the day. Fix yourself a rota.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my advice would be create a routine.
Yeah.
So create a routine now, because it's going to be very difficult to stick to something when there's no motivation. So if we do get told to go on a lockdown, exactly like Will said, you know, get your cookbooks out, do something different, but like learn, but don't force it. Sort of, you know, give yourself time in the day, every day, the same time every day. That's your learning time. Because sticking to a routine couldn't be any more important now when we're about to leave it.
Well, we've lost, you know, we get up every day, 8 o'clock, and that's it. There's so much structure in our lives, like, and whether it's like I'm on that section, how many for lunch, like what's the new dish, I don't know, or if it's like development or wine pairings or whatever, like, do you know what I mean? Any of those things, we're so structured to what we do, and then for all of that sort of to be taken away, and also planning for the future. Like, this is going to be a good couple of months, like, if you take yourself out of the current situation. And you think it's only a couple of months. Like, if someone said you go on holiday for a couple of months, you'd be like, fucking right. Yeah. So treat it like that, you know, try and do some things, but stay connected. That's some of this social distancing word is pissing me off at the moment, because socially we need to be connect. Physically we need to be apart, right? But socially and social media, like, Joe, we've got this technology now that we can still be close to each other, webcam, FaceTime people, and just making sure you don't sit on your own.
Yeah. I mean, like, join groups. There's a load of people doing some things at the moment. I'm going to do a morning exercise thing that we can just all do together, even if it's just, I don't know, we'll share it through Instagram or whatever. I might not be able to keep an eye on what everyone's doing in their perfect form, but you know, we can do something, and you know, keep in touch with your teams and keep in touch with your boss as well, because, you know, as from a chef's point of view, you might be a little bit reluctant to remember that those guys are like going through something now as well.
Yeah, we've got to stick, because we'll all come out the back of this, like every restaurant, like every bar, every cafe, every like whatever, this will end,
Yeah.
and we'll still be here standing strong. So it's not the end of the world. It's a break, and it's a break that we've got to take to stop the spread of this bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's too much. Like, we need to just start following the guidelines. You know what? Restaurants and chefs are all like anti-government. Like, fuck you, and don't tell me what to do, and you never do anything for us, and we got to pay all these taxes, and you put all these laws in. Do you know what I mean? Actually, now is the case that they've covered all the bases, and they've done exactly what they need to do, and they say you'll get looked after. We'll give you this. Stay at home.
Yeah.
You got to follow the rules, man, and like this will, if we do it properly and we do it the right way, then we'll come out the back of it, and hopefully as few people get hurt as possible, and we can come back to our life. It's just put on hold. It's not the end.
And a little bit of advice, like we're British, and I know we love the queue and stuff, but if you are in a queue, or, you know, if you come to the small holding, you jump in a queue, make sure you keep your distance. You can still talk to people, you don't have to be weird about it, but just, you know, stick to the guidelines, keep yourself safe, and you'll keep these businesses safe as well.
It's an odd thing we did. So we're all trying to do our best, and I think this is a hospitality thing as well. We're like, okay, tell us what we've got to do, and we'll do it the best we can, right? So we've got like green tapes, like crosses on the floor where we need, like, on the queue part. So like you can only have, there's only 4 people allowed in the shop, so you can only have 3 in a queue at once. So do you know what I mean? So it's like, and they're 2 meters apart. So like, I don't know. I think we love rules, don't we? Like, as much as we hate them, but we love systems. Do you know what I mean? We're like, well, this is how we do it. This is what we're gonna do. And yeah, absolutely, got to. But it is odd when you meet people and your first reaction is to kind of like go towards them, and you kind of have to stand away. It's just like wait from a distance.
You wait, in 3 months' time, all we'll be doing is giving
just elbowing. The high five and the handshake's gone out the window.
You start getting the old forearm, and then you're not doing a strong handshake anymore.
That could be one of your exercises, making sure everyone's ready for an elbow.
That'd be good. Thank you for your time.
No worries, man. Thank you very much. Be careful.